Hi, I'm Mert, and I'm an Ultaholic. Welcome back to Ultaholic's Achievements. It's the World of Warcraft Challenge series where I finally start rolling new characters and actually finish some content. I'm going through every single expansion and finishing every achievement in this expansion. The end goal, of course, is to have all achievements complete on my account that are available.
Alright.
Now today's episode is a little different to the usual method that we use. We're not going to go zone by zone doing all the quests this time. No, we're going to do something else. Much like the Dark Moon Fair event, we're going to do a calendar event, and that is the Eastern Kingdoms Cup. Going to do something that I didn't think I would do until Dragonflight, but it's available now, and I just want to do it, and that is skywriting. Now we're changing the video formula a little bit today, and I'm going to provide you with some tips and tricks on skywriting. The first basic one is if you think you've lost skywriting and it reverts you back to the original flight style, just go to your mounts tab with the Shift P, click your mounts, and then up the top you'll find switch flight style, as you can see here. That can swap it back. There's different reasons to use different flight styles. If you're hovering over a rare, I suggest using the original one, but if you want to cover long distances or just go fast, then you have to use skywriting. Basically, you only need two abilities when skywriting. You need Surge Forward on your taskbar, and well, that's kind of it, but you can also put Second Wind on there to give you some more traction. Now the reason why I say you only need those two is for Skyward Ascent, which is the one that flaps your wings upwards, you can just press the jump key twice. It's really surprising at how many people don't know how to do that, but just press that button. There's also some more advanced ones, Whirling Surge and Lightning Rush. You can use those if you wish, but they're not required, especially for these races. And I personally think it's a waste of time, just use Surge Forward. Now, really basic tips here for you. When you're on top of a mountain or a cliff or anything, don't jump up with Skyward Ascent. Just run off the edge. It saves you a whole pip of vigor, and it's honestly faster to just run off the edge and then surge forward. I want to teach you another trick, and that is the flick upwards when using Skyward Ascent, or some people call it the Skyward Flick. This one is great for gathering more distance and also gaining vigor while you're doing it. So instead of just double tapping space once you're in the air already, you can flick your mouse upwards while holding right click, and you will gain a little bit more momentum. And you'll see me do it a few times here. You can see it gets you further than just double tapping space twice, and also it'll get you blue, which means you have Thrill of the Skies active, so you're going to start getting vigor back. This is really good for when you're down low, you have all your vigor, and you need to get up high quick or travel a long distance. I suggest doing this a whole bunch, and you'll get really high, and then you'll eventually gain enough Thrill of Skies to then surge forward a bunch. So these are some basic tips that a lot of people don't really talk about, or it's just assumed that you know. But I wanted to make a video to actually explain these to you so that you can get better at flying yourself, and you're not finding yourself halfway up a mountain waiting for 3 minutes to get your vigor back. Now I want to talk about the Skywriting Cup. I recently accomplished this, and I accomplished it on gold. It's much like the leveling achievements. As you go up to your next level and you get it, it'll tell you, hey, there's a silver one available. Well, I got all of them, and it's a lot easier than you think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them run in the background as I ramble on about how hard they are or how easy they are, and you'll be able to see my attempts at them all as well. There are a few I didn't film because I was a bit of a goose, but I managed to get all of them done, and well, you can see that by my achievements. They were fairly easy and only took me a few hours, so if you want to give it a crack yourself, I suggest doing so. There are some really basic tips I will give you before I go on about the dragon riding themselves, and they are these. Only use Surge Forward. Unless you have to get off the ground at the start of the race, I don't see any point with doing anything else than Surge Forward. I've done everything else, I've tried them all. Surge Forward is the only one to really use at any time. Anyone else that tells you differently is trying too hard. When you're doing the skywriting, I prefer to do it in first person. It's much easier to go through the hard, narrow angles and you miss tree branches and stuff. You can react a lot faster, and I find that it's just a bit harder to control them in third person, so I would just always go first. There are a few cons to first, but once you figure them out, it's pretty easy to overcome. When you're in first person, it's easy to forget that you're writing something. So you're higher than you actually should be. Meaning, if you were to go over something like a branch, you'll catch it quickly. Do your best to touch the top of the rings. You'll see in a few of these races, I aim for the top of most rings, and whenever there is a branch or something, I'll just swing to avoid it and then quickly flick myself back to where I was. In these later races as well, there's a lot of obstacles to avoid. Big purple spheres and fire flying up through the air. Just dodge them. If you get hit, you'll slow down a little bit. In one of the races I got gold in, I got hit, but it doesn't really matter. Just do your best to flick around it. If you're in first person, the reaction time's a lot better. You'll be able to accomplish that a lot faster than you think. These races in all are fun, but I am glad that they only come like once or twice a year per zone, because I would not do them again. The thing I do like about this is there's more content per zone. It gives you more things to do, and it gives you a reason to travel to each expansion, which I really enjoy as someone doing this challenge, going through different expansions and doing different achievements. It gives me a chance to appreciate different zones, like the Arathi Highlands, all over again. Each time they're doing these events, it also seems like they are adding new items to get as well. The Sky Master's Silver Tabard, Mantle and Cloak, as well as the Crown Shoulder Guards and Epaulets, are also things that have been added this year, which I really like. I think that's cool that they're adding new things. I personally foregoed those, and I went straight towards the other things, which I think are cooler, like the Drake Racer's outfit. Now, I do understand I don't have these shoulders. It required me to go to Dragonflight content, which I have not unlocked yet. So, our boy, Prometheus, could not get the shoulders today. You can use your ults though, so if you're an ultaholic like me, you can just grab your ults, jump on those races, and complete them again, if you dare. I do not dare. I will not do it again. There are 14 races total, and with the 3 different variants, 42 races that you have to get gold in. Each race, roughly, goes for about a minute and a half max, and they're all fairly simple. Once you get a hang of a few of them, you will start to steamroll, and the longest thing you'll do is travel between them. So keep that in mind when you're thinking of doing this challenge. It doesn't take too long, you just have to get good at something before you start smashing it. My favorite out of all of these would have to probably be either the Booty Bay one or the Gilnea's Gambit one. I'll play that one at the end because that's where I got the achievement, and for those suckers who like watching the entire race, I'll make it go at normal pace for you all, so everyone else that hates the normal pace, it's fine to end the video there. The one that I had the most trouble in though, was the Krasworks Clash, Twilight Highlands. Reasoning is there's zeppelins everywhere, and they move kind of little bits, and I just kept getting stuck on things like pole, kept landing on poles. Why would you have the pole there? Well, to stop me, obviously. So that is one I didn't really like, but they're all really okay, they're fun. Just dodge stuff as it comes at you, like I said before. One thing I will add before moving on to the final races is you have a item that is on your right hand side in your quests, and it is a pocket watch. If you end up making a mistake and you end up on the ground or messing up, just press that to go back to the start of the race. Don't wait for them to teleport you back, because you don't have to talk to anyone, it just starts again. And now we're on to the final race where I get my achievements. Enjoy these, I did them pretty well. Thank you so much for sticking around. I understand this is a completely different styled video today. It was a lot more of my thoughts at the time and less scripting, so if you like that style, let me know. I think I prefer the script. I think I prefer more laid out, but this was fun to try something different. I really enjoyed the races despite them being hard at times and frustrating. They're nowhere near as difficult as the Darkmoon Faire, which I will not be attempting until next year probably, but they were fun. So thank you so much for watching again. I appreciate you all being here. Here is my current list of members, and remember the Twitch and the Discord is available for you to join, and I'll be doing some streams soon enough. Thank you everyone for joining. Remember, it is never too late to roll another ult.